Thank you, recording lady. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming or for listening to a Happy Mouth Zoom about happy mouth leads to a happy body, or having a happy, healthy mouth leads to a healthy, happy body. And I thank Lydia for being here for the Russian translation. Thank you so much, Lydia, Lydia asked me if I would do the Zoom, and I was very, very happy to. I haven't been to Russia now for 2 years or 3 years, I'm not sure. And I am so looking forward to being able to travel again and come back there. But in the meantime, we're going to have some online classes for Russia. And if you haven't heard about Happy Mouth, generative energetic dentistry, great, I'll explain a bit. Please ask questions if you would like to ask. You can ask in Russian or in English. And if you have already heard about it, I'm going to throw in something new that you maybe haven't heard tonight. Stay tuned for that. It's actually a process to begin. Tonight, I'm going to give you the process to begin regenerating the little microorganisms in your mouth, which should be there, which should be eating the plaque for you. And plaque is that thin film that builds up on your teeth, which hardens to like a stone or a rock. And once it hardens on your teeth, only the dentist can get it off by picking it off with a metal instrument or kind of drilling it off. And the reason why you don't want to have plaque in your mouth is that it leads to gum disease and tooth decay. And so if we can reestablish your colony of microorganisms that take care of plaque, that's going to be a huge help for you as you go forward with your dental health. And it's one of the many processes in the Happy Mouth 3-day class. But I'm very happy to share it with you. It only takes 5 minutes. It is a hands-on process that you can do for yourself. Like most hands-on processes, it's more powerful if someone else will do it for you, but don't let that stop you from using this on yourself. But we'll come to that in a moment. So Lydia, please stop me if I'm too fast or if my funny Australian accent gets in the way. Okay. And if you think I'm going off in a funny direction, bring me back to what people are actually interested in. Okay. So yes, I am an Australian. Oops, somebody new. Becky just popped in. Yes, I have been working with Dr. Tom Colso, the dentist who put together the Happy Mouth program, for almost 7 years now. I bought his original telecall series that he recorded many years ago, listened to it and used all of the processes, got my mother to activate my points on my head for me, and had remarkable changes quite quickly, actually. I was having a lot of trouble with my teeth. I was quite panicked about the state of my teeth. At that time, I was 56. I'm now almost 63. And I really thought, well, this must be what happens when you get old. Your teeth must start falling apart. Oh no, I never thought it would happen to me, but it clearly was. And yet I knew I was an Access Consciousness 3-day body class facilitator at that time. I knew there had to be something else possible. I also had a very strong belief that the body must be able to heal itself. And actually, the whole Happy Mouth system is built on the fact that your body can heal itself, that your body was designed to generate itself fresh all the time. And it does do that. You know that you have new skin cells all the time. Your bones are always replacing themselves. Your liver can regenerate itself. We actually know, scientifically speaking, that there is a percentage of people, if they have to go to hospital and have their tonsils removed surgically, the tonsils grow back. and they have to go back and have them cut out again. So we do know the body was set up to generate itself constantly, but for various reasons, it doesn't do that anymore. So the happy mouth system is about reawakening what should be naturally occurring in your body. What should be naturally occurring is if you chip a piece of a tooth off, excuse me, if you get a hole in your tooth, your body should be able to fix that itself, replenish that. Now, I don't mean magically like that in an instant. I mean over a period of time. For example, if you have a big hole in your tooth or you've broken off a big piece of a tooth, it can take 6 to 10 months for the body to remineralize and rebuild that broken tooth. If you lose a tooth, either from decay or an accident, your body does actually have the capacity to grow a new tooth. Everyone that's here with us on this call, you have at least 3 sets of teeth energetically ready to come through as your old teeth wear down. And there are people in the world who spontaneously grow a new tooth as required. It's far more common in people who are living in a tribal culture. Why? Well, their diet is better for a start, but mostly because they have not been told that you can't grow another tooth. We've all been told that's it. Once you've got your adult teeth, there's no more. So belief has a big part to play. Now, let me give you a piece of information that may be very, very helpful for you, not just with happy mouth and teeth, but in every area of your life. You do not require the skills of an ascended master of Jesus Christ or one of the saints to grow a new tooth. Your body was designed to do that. And most importantly, you do not need 100% belief that you can grow a new tooth in order to grow a new tooth. All that is required is that you have a belief in the possibility of it. If you have this sense, awareness, belief that it might be possible, that's all it takes to start the process going. How's it get any better than that? So, happy mouth consists of 3 parts. One part is points on the head. You may have heard of a system that is points on the head before, the access bars, which are marvelous. And I get my bars run every week, and we recommend that you get your bars run too. Bars do marvelous things, access consciousness bars, if you haven't heard about them. Those points are for deleting old energies, old memories, old files. The happy mouth points are for activating systems. So they do 2 very different things. The happy mouth points require somebody else to activate them for you. You can't do a full activation of your own points. You need a friend, a family member, anybody. They don't have to have taken the class to run those points for you. We call it running the points. Running the points means that they will put their finger on the point and they can massage gently like that, or just hold the point. It's a little bit firmer touch than you would use with access bars. So the 3 parts of the happy mouth system are points on the head that another person has to touch for you. The second part is we have some hands-on processes, which means another person has to hold your mouth, cheeks, jaw for you. So if you're lying on a massage table, they would be behind you, holding you. And those hands-on processes are to assist you to regrow teeth, regrow gums, regrow nerves, grow in damaged parts of teeth, and a lot of other things. So we have hands-on processes. Another very important part of the system is what you might call energetic clearing. Some people would call that verbal processing, but we are clearing energies on mental levels, physical levels, spiritual levels, on many different levels. We're activating systems that should be operational but are not. We are doing hands-on processes, and then we are speaking words which bring up energies and we clear them. And we'll do some of that tonight. We'll begin this process of clearing energies. We've found that with the mouth, this whole area, the teeth, the jaws, a lot of energies, feelings, emotions, energies can get stuck. And it's not just from this lifetime. And it doesn't have to be physical. So in any lifetime, or maybe even just this time around, you've had an injury to your mouth. That could be from someone hitting you or punching you, or just an accident. There will be some fear and pain and emotion caught up in your mouth around that. And just by talking about it, it stimulates those energies to come up. And you may feel something, you may feel a bit yuck or a bit, ooh, I don't really want to talk about that. And you may not feel anything, that's okay. So let's just do a clearing. That means I'm going to ask you a question. Anything that comes up for you when I talk about an injury to your mouth, you may have been hurt at the dentist. You may have been hurt by somebody hitting you, by falling down. But in another lifetime, you may have been hurt by a gunshot wound, a fight, a sword, a big stick, a horrible 100,000 different ways of being injured in the mouth. Everything that is still trapped in your cells, in your muscles, in your tissues, in your teeth around that, would you be willing to drop it, let it go, or as we say, uncreate and destroy it all? And then we have our own series of words, which is a clearing statement, which will go back right to the moment before that accident or event occurred, and it will clear all of the energy that's stuck. And this is the happy mouth clearing statement. We say, will you uncreate and destroy it all? Would you be willing to let all of that go? From and to the highest good of all involved that benefits the oneness of the universe, A through F, all 7 systems, all 7 powers, POC for Fs. I'll explain what that is in a moment. All systems visible and invisible and beyond thereof, ad infinitum, and all Mobius strips, may they be unwound, untied, and decimated through all time and space, so that all of life may continue to come with ease, joy, and glory in holiness. Now, you don't have to understand all of that for it to work. And if you only heard me saying it in English and not in your language, it would still work for you. What it actually means is POC Fieps means the point of creation of the thoughts, feelings, emotions immediately before you got hit or you had an accident or something happened. And let's just clear all of that energy. So in any Happy Mouth class, we do lots of those kinds of clearings, combined with activating the points on the head and the hands-on processes. Does anyone have a question, or is there something you would like me to explain before I go a bit further? Yes, Sarah, it looks like there's a question there. We're just translating it, I think.
Здравствуйте. Я у вас проходила курс весной. И у меня вот какой вопрос. Я провела активацию, и вот теперь вопрос. Активацию этих точек достаточно один раз сделать или же все-таки повторять? Потому что как бы у меня десна восстановились, но сейчас я смотрю, они опять стали кровоточить.
Okay, so I have a question about basic class. In the spring, I was attending your basic class. I activated these points and I had an amazing result. My gums were rejuvenating. But my question is, do I have to do it only once for 21 days or I can repeat it? Because after 6 months, I start to have these problems with gums again.
Okay, this is a great question. Thank you for asking this. So I should tell everyone that you have to get your points activated every day for 21 days by another person. It takes about 15 minutes. That's how long a session is. You cannot run all of the happy mouth points in one session. It's too much for the body. So we usually choose 5, sometimes 6. If you take the basics class, which I've got coming up in Russian, we just give you the 6 points that assist you with gum disease and tooth decay, which is what you were talking about, I think. Yes, you only need to get the activations for those points done once for the 21 days and the systems are activated. But you must keep going with the awarenesses and the energies that are required to keep the mouth and the gums healthy. I'm so glad you asked this question. The 2 most important points of happy mouth that we give you in the basics class and in the 3-day class, and you run in every happy mouth session, are called receptor and responder points. Those receptor responder points way back here on the head open up your receiving. They allow you to receive change in your physical body, but they also open up your receiving in all areas of your life. I'm sorry to tell you this, but it may be very uncomfortable because you're going to be getting a lot more awareness of the people around you, of their bodies, of what's going on in the world, and of your own physical body. One of the ways that that may work for you is that you suddenly realize, for example, that perhaps the way you've been eating isn't really working for you, or you realize the relationship you're in needs to change. Or, and let me use the gums as an example, the energy of gums is about making choices. If you are someone who tries to control and think about and analyze everything before you will make a decision or a choice, that is very impactful for the gums. So you have to be willing to be in the present moment and ask lots of questions instead of going, what's the right thing to do? Oh, I'm not sure. And then you make a choice. Oh no, wrong choice. This is what, isn't that crazy? This is what creates problems with the gums. Another energy with the gums, this is great because you'll be able to use all these tools. Everyone on this call that listens to it is going to be getting change if they desire change with their mouth, teeth, and gums. Another energy with the gums is, so it's about choices. It's also about, do you actually allow yourself to say what it is you would like to say, or are you always biting your words back and going, I better not say that, they might be angry. Oops, I better say the right thing. Yeah, we're all a bit guilty of that. We don't want to hurt somebody's feelings. We don't want to get in trouble. Our mother said, if you can't say something nice, then don't say anything at all. But inside it builds up an energy of, I'm trying to get everything right by what I say. I'm trying to get everything right by what I choose and decide. And that energy is very impactful for the gums. So I would suggest for you that you start looking at that, because Happy Mouth will give you the physical possibilities for change, but you also have to use the new awareness that's coming in for you. Some people will get terrific change just from having their points run. It's true. But if you really want to change your life, change your money, change your body, change your relationships, then work with the awareness as well. If you only ran someone's points and they did no verbal processing and no clearing, eventually they would get some physical change showing up. But if you're like me, I want it now. The changes, I can't wait. Give me everything. So from Happy Mouth, we go from as many different angles as possible to get you that change as quickly as we can. Does that answer your question?
Да, ответили. И еще, знаете как, что я пришла осознанность. Мы тогда у вас запрашивали точки для роста волос. Реально, вон, растут прям как это вот, как молодые. То есть все работает.
Yes, thank you. And also I want to say that last time you gave us activation point for hair growth. And wow, it works amazing because she got a lot of new hairs and she started growing like if I was very young.
Wow. Well, now that you said that, I'm going to have to show everyone on this call the hair point, right? Because I'll all want it. I want the hair point. So there's a couple of extra points in Happy Mouth that don't relate to your teeth. So don't worry, because you're not going to start growing hair in your mouth. But if you go, someone else should do this for you, really, in the 21 days. The middle of your eye, back, and then just inside your hairline on either side. So not on their skin, back here in the hair. And that you have to rub that for 2 to 3 minutes every day for 21 days. And another person should do it for you. But you could be watching TV and someone could just be behind you and just, you know, pay them some money or something, or make them a nice ice cream or something, I don't know, to rub those 2 points for 2 to 3 minutes every day for 21 days. That's called the hair activation system. So all of these points are to activate systems, like we have points for gums, we have points for the bone, to have good, strong bone density. We have the bone and lymph point for the lymphatic system. We also have these amazing points for awareness and insight. So they're not just all physical points. Someone has asked me, could we have this new clearing statement in written form? Absolutely. It has changed and I will send it to you, not a problem. Okay, what else should I talk about, Lydia? Have you got an idea for me?
Can I ask a question? Today before the call, I was remembering when I was a child and my mom told me, if you're gonna lie, all your teeth gonna fall down.
Oh my God.
Yes, and I was remembering that, and I am very sensitive to a lie. When somebody else is lying to me, or when I have to lie, I go into such a panic mode.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm going into such a panic mode. I mean, if I notice when somebody is lying, I don't talk about huge and bad lie. I mean, even small little lies make me panic. And like, I understand that it was from my childhood. So what Happy Mouse is saying about lies?
Well, I would use an energy tool, which you probably know. I would ask you to say those words 3 times. The words that your mother sent to you, say it out loud 3 times, please. Yep. If you worry too much, your teeth will fall out. If you worry too much, your teeth will fall out. If you worry too much, if I worry too much, my teeth will fall out. And everything that's you, this is an access consciousness tool, but everything that is attached to that all of the energies, all of the lifetimes, all of the yucky energy under it, it's like a curse. It's almost like a curse or a bad spell. Would you be willing to uncreate and destroy it all, please? From and to the highest good of all involved that benefits the oneness of the universe, A through F, all 7 systems, all 7 powers, POC, PPFs, all systems visible and invisible and beyond thereof, ad infinitum, and all Mobius strips, may they be unwound, untied, and decimated through all time and space, so that all of life may continue to come with ease, joy, and glory in holiness. Now, we do have quite a powerful section on day 1 of the 3-day class, which is all about curses, damnations, and lies. But we'll talk about it now. So that in any lifetime, if you've told a lie, it impacts your mouth. You've put out an energy that is, I don't want to say negative, but it's not a good energy. If in another lifetime, or maybe even this lifetime, you have cursed somebody or damned them, and we do this with our expression, with our voice, with our energy, God damn you. Or you wish bad upon somebody, you wish evil on them. I hope you have a bad life. God's going to get you. Any of that, anytime you have said angry words to another person, not only can damage them, but also is damaging to your body and mouth. And then you have all of the situations where people have said things to you. They've actually projected an energy at you. They've cursed you, they've damned you, or they've lied to you. Of course, that's very impactful. It's impactful for your whole body, but it can be impacted into specific teeth, one tooth, or each and every tooth. So let's clear that, shall we? So all of the curses, lies, and damnations that are stuck in any of your teeth or one tooth or anywhere in your mouth and jaw, let's say anywhere in your body, would you be willing just to expand out with your energy, relax? Because nothing can stick to you if you bring awareness to it. It's only when you think it's sticking you. So we're just going to expand out, pull some energy through the top of your head, down through your body. Let the energy run through your body and into the earth. Bring some earth energy up through your body. Oh, that's nice. Hello, body. And then everything that may be stuck, that someone else has projected at you, or you've projected at them in any time, space, reality, or dimension, would you let it all go, please? Uncreate and destroy it all. From and to the highest good of all involved, that benefits the oneness of the universe, A through F, all 7 systems, all 7 powers, POC, PPFs, all systems visible and invisible and beyond thereof, ad infinitum, and all Mobius strips, may they be unwound, untied, and decimated through all time and space, so that all of life may continue to come with ease, joy, and glory in holiness. So thank you for bringing that up. Another thing that I can remember hearing was, for a woman, expect to lose a tooth for every baby you have. Or your teeth will fall apart and, fall out when you're pregnant. Well, that may be based on old, traditional, wise women's knowledge that when people didn't have a very high quality diet, having a child does take a lot out of the mother's body. But in our day and age, when we have so many supplements, we have enough to eat, we have good food, we have good dental help, that's not necessary. But if you have any of that old wives' tales stuck in your head, just expand out beyond it and let it drop. It's another curse, it's another damnation. Anytime someone projects at you oh, well, that's what happens when you get old. What can you expect? They're actually cursing you. They're making a prophecy for the future on your behalf. Well, why don't they make a prophecy of you're going to be a millionaire instead of saying, oh, well, when you get old, that's what happens. Your body was actually designed to live many, many, many hundreds of years if you choose it. Actually, there is no set time for your body to die at 70 or 80 or 90 years of age. The reason why you have at least 3 sets of energetic teeth to come through and replace the teeth you have now is your body was designed, if it's in good health, all systems are activated, the teeth you have now should remain healthy and well for a very long time. Let's say perhaps it's completely possible to have all of your teeth, even when you're 80, 90, 100 years of age, with no decay, maybe longer. But eventually, your teeth will wear down. Sometimes a tooth gets so worn down for the body, it's easier to let that tooth go and grow a new one than it is to rebuild that tooth. So as you may have an accident or chomp down hard on some food and break a tooth off, it's too hard to replace for the body. So the body begins a new tooth coming up, pushes the old tooth out, just like with a child, and there's a lovely new tooth. And then you may have that tooth for 60, 70, 80, 100 years or more. And then you're 200 years old. Oops, here comes another tooth. So your body has set up this system to regrow your teeth. Yes, you have a question.
Я попала когда вот произошла Чернобыльская авария, я попала под это облучение. Ну, как бы оно косвенно, но я все равно попала. И что я отметила? Что у многих, кто был в той зоне, у нас разрушились зубы. То есть что можно вот в этом предпринять?
Okay.
When I was young, I was living in Ukraine, Chernobyl. You know this place, yeah? And she received like a big dose of irradiation. And a lot of people who received this irradiation, they have a lot of problems with tooth and gum.
Yeah.
So in this case, what can she do?
Okay, so there are some body processes that you can run. Do you know any of the access consciousness body processes? Yes, you do. Okay, so the one that's the source field for the elimination and eradication of toxic amalgams. There is actually a radiation one too. I just can't think of it at the moment, but I'll look it up and send it. Oh, everyone can have that. You're welcome. I'm just thinking here. Diet is very, very important. I know we like to think that we can eat potato chips and drink Coca-Cola and lollies and all of that and it won't hurt us, but actually we still have physical bodies. We're energy beings, but we have physical bodies. Physical bodies need certain elements to do well. And so it's very important with happy mouth, but particularly in your case with the radiation, to have a highly alkaline diet. An alkaline diet is one that has lots of vegetables and fruits and good quality protein, but not so much potatoes, rice, pasta, wheat, not so much dairy food, a little bit, but not too much. Also, there are some really good products online that you can buy. And I'll make myself a note, which you can take and detoxify the heavy metals and radiation out of your body safely. Because when the body detoxifies, it can be quite stressful for the liver and kidneys. So you want to do it safely. And I want to ask you, what does your body know about clearing radiation from bodies?
Я пропивала, то есть как бы я пропивала, ну и сейчас продолжаю чиститься, то есть я вот эти очистительные процедуры делаю для тела с помощью биодобавок, то есть я это делаю. Может быть, не так сильно после аксесса, то есть не так часто, но делаю, да.
I'm taking supplements in order to make a detoxification. I used to do it more often before, but now when I came to Access, I use it less and less. But mostly it was like some supplements.
Okay. I wonder if you have an energetic capacity with taking radiation out of your own body and other people's bodies safely. Okay.
Идет прям конкретное, да.
Yes, I do have this type of capacity.
Thank you for acknowledging it, because until you acknowledge your capacities, everyone online, this is a big thing. If you have a capacity for healing, now hers is, one of her capacities is assisting people to detoxify their bodies energetically, safely. Until you acknowledge it, you will be at the effect of all of those people's bodies around you who are suffering with that. If you are having lots of teeth problems, decay, gum problems, all sorts of things going on in your mouth, it might be a really great idea. Well, I'm going to ask you the question right now. Truth, do you actually have a capacity with healing mouth, teeth, gums problem? You may have a capacity with healing whole bodies, but specifically mouth, teeth, and gums. Now, if you will acknowledge, oh, I do, oh my goodness, that changes everything, because you no longer then have to suffer tooth decay, gum disease, because you're picking it up in other people's bodies. You can get to work and heal what's going on in your body and stop pulling it out of other people's bodies. Now, this thing goes for money as well. If you're someone that no matter what, how many classes you take, how hard you try, you still have money issues, money problems, you may want to answer this question. Truth, do you have a capacity with money, which means you are very aware of everyone's money worries around you, and you tend to start to vibrate like them and create the same energy flows as people around you. So this can be money, it can be teeth, it can be radiation, it can be relationships. You will start to vibrate like those people because you have a capacity with that. Your whole life changes when you go, wow, thank you, beautiful body, for giving me information. And I'm so sorry. I thought it was ours. I thought it was us. Let's get to work and heal you, body, and let's start changing this. It does not mean you have to become a happy mouth practitioner. It doesn't mean you have to become a money practitioner. It doesn't mean anything other than acknowledge that you have some amazing capacities. And instead of using them against you, you might want to start using them to your advantage, which would be nice. So if you take, sorry, you have something to say?
Зашло прям вот настолько. И я вот как бы с телами принимала, а с зубами нет. А сейчас вот вы сказали прям такое расширение, что да, имеет место быть, признаю, благодарю.
Yeah, she said, thank you very much. It resonates with me a lot. And before I used to acknowledge that I do have capacities with body, but right now I acknowledge that I have particular capacities with mouth. So yes. Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome. Now, it's I'll get back on track in a minute, but it's leading me to something else. Happy Mouth isn't just about your teeth, mouth, and gums. There are a lot of people who come to Happy Mouth classes who have lovely teeth. They have a lovely smile. Their teeth are white and stuff like that. But they get a lot of change and growth with their self-expression, because everything that comes out of your mouth is to do with happy mouth, how you express yourself. if you feel that you can say what you actually are aware of. All of the times where you've been told, don't say it, or shut up, or stopped from saying something. So people get change in many areas of their life. Why? Because the mouth has all of these energies attached to it. It has self-expression, speaking, singing, talking. It has digestion of food. If there's food issues for you, digestion begins in the mouth. But if your mouth is a holding place for tightness, anxiety, anger, resentment, you're not digesting well. As soon as that clears, you find that the food you're eating is actually being digested correctly. Here's something. A lot of the problems people have with clenching and grinding and tension, their gums, decay, a lot of it is the energies they grew up around as children. If your mum and dad, or whatever your family situation was, were experiencing worry, anxiety, anger, sadness, I mean, whose family doesn't have some of that stuff going on? That is an energy that you will duplicate in your body. If your mum has to work hard, so she just has to go, and she goes hard, I've got to keep working, I better not say anything, or your dad, or if they're worried, you know, they may not be saying it, but they are holding it in their bodies. Your little body will learn to be like that too. You've probably heard me say this a million times, but it's funny. If you grew up in carrot soup, you will think you are a carrot. Now, in my family, my dad was either really happy or really angry. So we never knew what it was. We were always sort of, don't say the wrong thing because he'll be really angry. He didn't hit us. He'd just be really angry and yell and carry on, or he'd be really happy. So that was the soup I grew up in. We never quite knew, what's going to be happening today? What was the soup you grew up in? Was your mum sad? Was your mum happy? But that becomes a part of your energetic position with your body. As you begin to change that, you may suddenly realize, I'm not actually a depressed person, or I'm not actually an angry person. I'm not actually a sad person. Actually, I'm okay. And you'll get a lot of change from changing the energies trapped here in all areas of your life. So what's happening in your life out here is creating the teeth, gums, jaw problems you have. But as you begin changing the teeth, mouth, jaw, gums problems, the areas of your life you've got problems with start to change too. It's a very interesting thing. So I'm talking a lot, I'm sorry. If you take the basics class, which is how to do a happy mouth session for tooth decay and gum disease, they are the two biggest problems, the most common problems for everyone. And they are the things you must deal with before you can grow a new tooth. You've got to get the gums healthy and get rid of all tooth decay. So that's what we teach you in the basics class. That's what I'm going to be doing in the basics class coming up next weekend. It's only a 3-hour class. That's all it takes. We give you a manual and I demonstrate on a head how to energetically open the session. So a person's laying on the massage table. You've got your charts, your pictures of the head, how to find the points on the person's head and run the session, and how to close the session. I will also give you some simple verbal processes you can use if you'd like to assist them with gum disease and tooth decay. Now, I talked a little bit about gums being about choices and always trying to get things right. That's gum disease. Tooth decay, interestingly enough, is really about not wanting to change because change is uncomfortable. I'll just change a little bit because if I make big changes, it's too hard, it's too intense, it's too uncomfortable. It's actually not being willing to grow and change and move forward. And when you don't want to change and grow, you tend to want to baby yourself. You baby yourself by eating maybe too many sweet things, or being a little bit lazy in your life, or just keeping your life running along. It's not fantastic, but it's not really bad either. That leads to tooth decay too. So they're quite complex, but that will give you some simple tools to begin changing what's going on in your mouth. So the basics class, you learn how to do sessions to change tooth decay and gum disease. You can do those on other people. You can charge money for them if you'd like to. It's every day for 21 days. So people really have to commit to their own dental health. But if you commit to something and you do it every day for 21 days, amazing changes will show up in your whole life. You will have to get your points run too for 21 days. So maybe you can do a swap with somebody. I can tell you now that that may be the first time you've ever truly committed to your own body. And it's about 15 minutes a day to do a session. That's all it takes. That's the basics class. At the moment, we don't have the 3-day class available in Russian. We hope to have it in the future. We really hope to have it in the future. That would mean Dr. Tom Colso, the American dentist who put this system together, would have to come to Russia. Now, I've asked Tom, now that travel is starting to open up again, can we set some dates for you to travel in 2022? And he's looking at dates. So I hope it's going to be possible that he will come to Russia. In the meantime, what we have for you is the online basics class. Any questions about that so far? No? Good.
Shauna, I have a question.
That voice. Who's that?
This is Becky Dulay.
Hello, how are you?
Good, fine, thank you. I have a question. For someone who's already lost all their teeth, is there, and they're advanced stage, is there any way that they can regrow them then?
We have had people do that, and in a funny sort of way, it's easier because what stops us changing what's going on in our mouths, like our teeth, gums, the whole thing, is judgment. And if people are judging the teeth they've got, it's very hard to generate new teeth or fresh gum tissue or repair the teeth they've got. But when you don't have any teeth anymore, the judgment's not there. So in a sense, any change is welcome, and it's not about going, oh God, I hate my teeth, I wish I could change them, which stops generating. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So the major thing with someone of any age, but of an advanced age, is you have to bring the body up to a level of health where it can actually support new teeth coming in. So that would mean there has to be enough of the minerals, the vitamins, the hormonal elements that the body requires to grow new teeth. The gums have to be healthy. The bones have to be strong. So it may be a process of 6 months of running a lot of different happy mouth points before the body is actually ready to begin tooth bud activation, which is what we call it.
Do they have to have, that ridge that holds the teeth? Because hers is very almost non-existent.
So that means her bone density is very low.
Very much, yes.
Yeah, so I'm not going to say no, because who am I to tell someone it's not possible for you? Or actually saying no to her might be, is it a man, is it your mum, or is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So is she keen?
Yes.
Then I would say to her, what has she got to lose? What will occur for her is that the health of her whole body and of her mouth is going to improve, and having good bone density in the mouth is important if you wear dentures as well.
Yes.
So it takes 2 years for a new tooth to appear.
Okay.
So it's not instantaneous, and there is that process of preparing the body, of changing the diet, of running quite a few of the activations. So she would need a few sets of the 21 days to get through all the points. But that could be a very exciting time too, because it's part of that whole commitment to this change for the body.
Wonderful.
It's definitely possible, and I would never say it's not possible. It's just the level of willingness and the belief in the possibility.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I did meet someone in Tahiti who, and this was not from Happy Mouth, but his father or grandfather, I'm not sure, he was quite an old man who had regrown his teeth. And how it started was that his dentures were not fitting anymore and they were hurting him. When he went to the dentist, they discovered that new teeth were coming through. So he was spontaneously growing teeth. Most dentists know of that happening, but they don't pay any attention to it, and they just dismiss it as one of those freaks of nature. But this man had grown a full set. So it's not unknown by any means. There are people who do that spontaneously. Happy Mouth is a systematic way of getting that to occur. So what else should we talk about?
Would we be, excuse me,
Yeah,
would
no.
we be also able to have like the written enunciation that you say, the statement that you say
Yes.
for the clearing?
Yes, I will send it to everyone with the recording of this Zoom.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, we want as many people as possible to use this stuff. Oh, okay. So I promised you that we would do the process for awakening the plaque eaters in the mouth. So if everyone who's on would just like to hold their own jaws, but it's better if someone else can do it for you, but you know, don't waste your healing hands. So, and you can close your eyes if you like. Now, here's the thing. Even if all your little microorganisms that eat plaque have died, and they die from Coca-Cola is a major killer, or smoking cigarettes, or any kind of soda pop drinks, but lots of things that dentists use kill off the microorganisms. Anyway, if you don't have many left, or if yours have all died, we talk to the energy of those things to bring them back. So we're going to ask for all of the microorganisms designed to eat and dissipate the plaque in your mouth, whether they have died off or they're just in low numbers, or if there's a residual energy of them there. We're going to ask them to come back into solidity. We're going to ask them to wake up, and everything that wouldn't allow that, we're just going to uncreate and destroy it all from and to the highest good of all involved that benefits the oneness of the universe, A through F, all 7 systems, all 7 powers, POP-VS, PPFs, all systems visible and invisible and beyond thereof, ad infinitum, and all Mobius strips, may they be unwound, untied, and decimated through all time and space, so that all of life may continue to come with ease, joy, and glory. And I'll put that process in the email as well. You need to do that twice a day, saying that process. You can say it in your head, you can say it out loud, or you can read it while holding the jaws just for a few minutes. And then after each meal, just ask, say, microorganisms, please take care of the plaque. You have to start with a clean mouth first. So I suggest you go and get your teeth cleaned. You should get your teeth cleaned every 6 months anyway. Have a checkup. If you've already got a plaque buildup in your mouth, the microorganisms can't help with that. You need to get that removed. This process is for future plaque buildup. Okay, And of course, happy mouth doesn't mean you don't clean your teeth anymore. You still have to clean your teeth with the softest toothbrush you can find. You should floss after every meal, and then look at what you're eating. No more sugary drinks. If you're really committed to changing what's going on in your mouth, those soda poppy drinks that have got a sparkle in them, the bicarbonate of soda, the carbonation of the soft drink is very hard on your bones. It leaches calcium out of your system. But the sugar and the other chemicals in there is disastrous for your teeth. So some simple things: cleaning your teeth, going to the dentist, getting your teeth cleaned, flossing, very important. Drinking enough water is important. So, is there another question before we close?
I just want to share my
Yes.
changes.
Okay, go, go, go.
Yeah, for me, it was a lot about receiving, because during this month of receiving a 21-day happy mouth session, I made that month, I think, 5 times more than I usually do.
Wow.
So for me, it was a lot about like expanding my financial reality,
Yes.
expanding my receiving. I will translate it quickly.
Thank you. Yeah. Are you translating that now? Yeah. Thank you. For me too, it has been a great expansion of my happiness and money and life enjoyment. But first I had to get my teeth sorted because I wasn't happy. And if you're in pain with your teeth and your gums and you're worried and it's costing you a lot of money and you think, oh God, this is horrible, that's what's important. You think, I don't, okay, maybe it's going to help me with my money flows or my relationship. So right now I have to do something with my mouth. And we get that, and you will get change. The gums respond quickly because the tissues are soft. It takes longer to heal and repair a tooth, of course, because they're solid. But people often get change in their gums within the 21 days. We've had people who start out with bleeding gums at the beginning of the 21 days, and by the end of the 21 days, there's no more bleeding. So it is possible to get quick change. It's wonderful. For me, I had been to a dentist who wasn't kind, and it was very painful, and I've never had needles in my mouth, and that was just, this is before Happy Mouth. And she took x-rays. I had to have my wisdom teeth out. They were causing a lot of problems. And then she said, okay, once they're out and once we do this other thing, you've got 6 fillings. And she showed me the x-rays. We need to put fillings in 6 of your teeth. And I'm like, oh God, okay. Meantime, I found Happy Mouth. And one of the first things that Dr. Tom said was, find a dentist that you like and your body likes. And I'm like, oh, I just thought you go to the dentist, right? So I found a lovely dentist that I adore, and my body is so relaxed with her. I had the Happy Mouth points run. I had the wisdom teeth out. I went to my new dentist, and it had been about 6 months, right? From the old dentist and the x-rays and saying I needed 6 fillings. The new dentist said, right. And I said, well, let's start on doing all those 6 fillings. And she said, you don't need any fillings. And I said, yes, I do. I've seen the x-rays. And she said, no, you don't need any fillings. We're going to watch some areas in your mouth, but you don't need any fillings. And I was like, how is that possible? So that's one of the reasons I was so excited and enthusiastic about Happy Mouth, because I wasn't even asking for that. I thought if you had holes in your teeth, you have to get them filled. What else is possible? Even though I was listening to Happy Mouth, I still thought it took about 6 months for those things to fill in, those fillings. Your old fillings will last a lot longer with Happy Mouth. I'm not quite sure what that is, whether it's the health of your body or anyway, I've got some very old fillings I had. They're almost 50 years old. And my dentist keeps saying, oh, we're probably going to have to, you know, they're old. But each time I go, she says, oh, well, no, they're fine. They're not causing any problems. So once your body is well and your whole body becomes well, you see, if you've got bacteria or decay in your mouth from your gums or your teeth, even if you don't know about it, it's actually poisoning your whole system. And it keeps you at a low level of wellness. You don't realize until the problem is cleared and you feel so well again. About 80% of disorder and disease in the body can be traced to what's going on in your mouth. So once you clear decay, gum disease, they're the things you learn in the basics class. Once that clears, your whole body can begin to heal itself, which is what it was designed to do. It's amazing. Okay, so we have that class coming up in next weekend, 3 hours. It will be translated into Russian. I will be speaking English as I do. If we need to have other languages, not a problem. We have other translators. And yeah, you'll get the manual in time to print it out. So you've got your manual and away you go. Thank you, Lydia. Do we have anything else to mention? So the basics class will be at the same time as this. So for me, it was 7 p.m. Sunday evening, but for I think Moscow, it's 12 o'clock lunchtime next Sunday. So hopefully that's a good time for everyone. Okay, so thanks for asking me, Lydia. I so appreciate seeing your beautiful face, and thanks everyone. I'll send out the recording as soon as it's downloaded, uploaded and ready to go. Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot. Let me switch off the recording.